what's up, and welcome to episode 5 of the Vancouver Warriors podcast. It was a big week for the Warriors once again, which means we have another big episode on tap. It's myself, it's Marcus, it's OG, and for the second time in the history of the show, we have ourselves another guest. He is a man who just finished scoring his 600th career National Lacrosse League goal. He is a man who is now just 35 goals shy of passing Gary Gait for the third most goals in the National Lacrosse League's history. He's an NLL champion, a world champion, a Mann Cup champion, and he just came off scoring 7 goals in a game for the 4th time in his career, playoffs included. Hopefully I didn't forget anything there, Curtis, but if I did, please correct me. Welcome to the show, Curtis Dickson.
Gentlemen, thanks for having me. No, that was outstanding. I would have let you run on for another 10 minutes if you wanted to, but clip it. Clip it. No, that was good. Thank you.
Also, right off the bat here, I'd like to take this opportunity to issue a formal apology to Owen Grant. I'd like to get it out of the way here early and offer, if I can, as an apology, any adult beverage of your choosing paid for by me. If anybody missed it, I mentioned last week that you had never not scored against Rochester, and you didn't score against Rochester.
Call that the podcast, Jinx, but appreciate the accountability. So
yeah, sorry.
We'll move on.
All right, back to Curtis here. I've wanted to ask you this for a long time, like since or as you've progressed through your career, because you're a person that's accomplished as much as you have. Is there clearly you also have a ton of gas left in the tank, but is there anything specific on your professional bucket list that you still want to cross off, or is it all just about championships from this point forward?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I have the one under my belt. 1-1. You know, I got there in 2014 and lost in heartbreaking fashion, and that was something that stuck with me for the 5 years in between losing and winning. And I think as far as bucket list goes, I think coming here and getting to play at home and be in front of friends and family every week is pretty special. And really was looking forward to getting to do that. And obviously having the opportunity to potentially hoist a championship here at home would be pretty special as well. So. As cliche as it sounds, there's a reason I came here with the talent and Coach Curt and with the staff here. I knew this was probably my best opportunity to have another chance at one of those championships. So that's kind of how I found my way here.
Well, we'll talk about the whole process of you coming here to Vancouver. But you mentioned there getting to play in front of friends and family. Like you have a son. You got, like you said, lots of family members. But what is it like specifically to be able to play in front of your son every single home game now?
It's pretty special. He's a funny little guy. He's getting he's getting a little older now. He's gonna be 2 in May, so he's kind of starting to understand. And there's pictures of me, him up against the glass. I'm seeing him in warm up and after games. But actually, he was not here on Saturday.
Oh,
he was on the island with my wife. She was out visiting family, so he might be on. He might be banned for now. After my performance on Saturday. But I'm kidding. He's welcome back anytime. Teresa, love you guys.
He'd rather watch Elmo instead, let's be honest.
You know what? I don't doubt it. He's like I said, he's at that age. He's kind of running around as well now too. He just started walking in the summer, and he doesn't do a whole lot of watching. My wife is chasing him around for the most part, so she doesn't get to watch a ton of the games. So so again, He's got a little ways to go before he'll be able to kind of sit and watch and know Dad's playing, but it's a lot of fun having him there.
Definitely. In an NL offseason where Curtis Dickson is a free agent, it feels pretty easy to say that every team in the league is going to, at the very least, put together some sort of a pitch to get you to come to their team. But you chose Vancouver. You talked about it a little bit already in terms of your reasoning for signing here and playing at home. But how difficult of a decision was that? And maybe just go a little bit more into what those reasons were where you wound up here in Vancouver.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. I mean, obviously I spent most of my time in my career in Calgary. Had a home there. I lived there for 5 or 6 years, and I loved the city, loved the fans. And, I left and obviously went to San Diego for a couple of years and went back to Calgary for a year. And, the first time through free agency, I waited whatever it was, 13 years to become a free agent. And, it was one of the most stressful kind of couple of weeks of my life when it finally came. I looked forward to something for so long, and then, I wanted to puke for the 2 or 3 days where, I had to make the decision. And, obviously leaving Calgary the first time was tough. And then, second time around. But just knowing, Curt, having Curt here, I was with Curt for 10 plus years in Calgary to start my career, and I've known Curt. He coached me in Pee Wee, so I've known Curt forever, and we've had a really good relationship. And like I said earlier, the team that he's built here and the championship contender that we had here, just at the end of the day, kind of made it a no-brainer. It was a really good opportunity for me, and like I said before, getting to coming home and play in front of family and friends. So it was not an easy decision, but at the end of the day, I kind of always knew it was going to end up being here.
Now over to you guys, Marcus and OG. I don't know if you guys heard like any rumblings ahead of Curtis signing here, or if you just found out when the rest of us found out. But when you start to hear about the potential of somebody like Curtis Dickson signing here in Vancouver, what's the vibe? Like, what are you guys thinking at that point? OG, we'll start with you.
Oh, I was pumped. Yeah, you obviously hear rumblings throughout the offseason, but I was pumped mainly because I didn't have to go against him anymore. But
that goes both ways.
It was always a fun battle, but when you play against a guy like Dix, you got to bring your best, and he keeps you honest. So especially as a young defenseman, he's one of the toughest guys to go against. So I was pumped that, we still battle a little bit in practice, but, on game days, it's nice to have him on our side scoring big goals.
Marcus?
Yeah, I mean, I was fired up as well, just like Owen. As an O guy, you see the stuff that he gets to do or that he's done for his whole NL career on the floor. It's pretty special. And just training with Keegan, I can tell like how much he wanted him to come to and how cool it would have been how cool it is that he came. I don't know if he remembers this, but I played one game with him when I was like a fourth year in junior. I was a call up on Langley, and it was like we were down a goal, 6-on-5, and I had the ball on my stick for some reason to pass it to somebody. Threw it right into the other team. They go score on the empty net. I didn't even look at him after the game. I just ran out of the arena. I got out of there, and maybe we're getting there a little bit, but there's still a long ways to go. But he's done, obviously, the 7 goals last game and the game-winning goal in Calgary, so it's pretty cool to see him in a Warriors jersey.
Do you remember that experience?
I actually don't. Yeah. When
it was like,
I mean, I was only in Langley for 2 years.
Doves was playing too. It was probably like your last year. I think that was the year you guys played New West and
so that would have been my second year in Langley.
Yeah.
Do you remember where the game was?
In Langley.
It was in Langley.
Yeah.
I'll have to go look back at the box scores.
Memorable.
Did you score?
Oh, I was definitely bagels.
Oh.
Yeah, bagels. Maybe one shot on that, bagels.
Did Curtis score?
10 turnovers.
Like me this weekend.
Yeah, hot sick. I think Dobes had like 6 that game.
Who did we lose to?
Huh?
Who did we lose to?
I think it was Vic.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it was so funny. Like after the game, I literally didn't look at anybody. Just showered, boom, I was gone. I was like, oh my God, I just ruined this team's game. It was like my first game senior A2, so I was terrified.
It's tough. That's tough. Okay, well, Marcus, for you specifically, it's got to be pretty cool for you to be a mainstay in this forward group that has as many legends involved as there are. Like you have Jesse King, obviously we've talked about Keegan Ball, you have Curtis Dickson. So to be able to learn from those guys pretty consistently day in and day out must be pretty cool. What has that been like for you to constantly be on the floor with these legends and learning from them?
Yeah, like him and King are, I mean, it's hard to like sort of explain it, how much they actually teach you throughout practice, shoot around. There's so many things that he says to me after film, and same with Kinger. Kinger texts me, like maybe if you do that, like they just know, it's like the little things. They know so much about why we're doing this and why we're doing that. It's really cool. I'm trying to soak up everything. Yeah, I'm very lucky that I get to play with all these top guys, all this top talent, and I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. And yeah, I'm trying to soak it all in.
I think naturally this iteration of the Warriors is going to draw a lot of comparisons to that 2019 Calgary Roughnecks team that you were obviously on, Curtis, and won a championship with, just like simply due to the personnel that's on the team this year. Considering that championship and past championships that you've won, do you think this version of the Warriors, do you think they seem like a championship caliber team?
For sure. And I mean, anybody in this league that tells you their team isn't, probably shouldn't be playing, but I think our record, speaks for itself. And I think we had a slower start to the season than we would have liked. A lot of the, gelling and didn't come as fast as we had hoped, but we were still managing to, squeak out wins. And I think the last couple of weeks have been more of a testament to, the team that we know we can be, offensively at least. We're starting to put the ball in the net a little bit more, but No, we got, it starts from the back end out, and I think you look at no weaknesses on this team. When we're all playing and we play full 60 minutes, we're a tough team to beat, and the sky's the limit, and we're just kind of hitting our stride. But it's all about consistency in this league, and you can't take weeks off with the way the playoff format works, and especially in the first round, if you get that home playoff game, it's a one and done. So it's about finding that chemistry, but kind of maintaining it throughout the season and make sure you're playing good lacrosse. And I know in 2019 that was a big thing for us, and it was actually Jesse was out most of the year with a broken collarbone, and he came back. I think it was with 3 or 4 games left in the regular season, and I don't think we lost a game once he came back. So that's a testament to him and what he meant to that team, and just obviously a special lacrosse player. And just like this team, we had a ton of talent, and we strung wins together when it mattered most. So we know that's what we're building towards is like I said before, is maintaining that consistency and playing good lacrosse throughout the rest of the year.
You got roasted pretty good last year in a String King video that came out and featured the pocket that you have on the head of your stick. Like showing it off on camera and stuff. And I know there's another video this year where you're sort of defending yourself a little bit more, but a video that just went super viral. People have a lot of problems with the stick that you choose, or specifically the way that it's strung. How did you come to start using a pocket like that? And how long have you been using it for? Because if I remember correctly, you used to be one of the guys using the warp that was just like the fully already strung stick. And I have to imagine they throw completely different than what you're currently using.
So no, the warp, actually, fun fact, I was with Warrior at the time, and they built me custom warps.
Oh.
So it was pretty much a replica of what you see now that I use. And there was a lot of trial and error getting it just right for me. But yeah, no, that's why I was able to use those. But no, I'm pretty sure it was when I went to college, when I was playing field lacrosse down in the States, and I just kind of swapped. Go Blue Hens, yeah. I'm going to talk about this year's off to a rough start, but yeah, just using the lower pocket, playing attack. I'm pretty sure I honestly don't remember, it was so long ago, but growing up in minor lacrosse, I think I had a normal stick, as most would call it, but I kind of transitioned to a lower pocket, and I think it just kept moving lower and lower, and that's what I found most comfortable for myself. And it's funny because it wasn't just from last year. I've caught flack for that stick for my entire career since coming to the NLL. Guys look at it and they laugh and they want to vomit, and I've gotten all sorts of different reactions from it. So, but it works for me. It's what I like. I've managed to make a decent career out of it, so I'm gonna use it until I hang it up.
My favorite quote was the stats speak for themselves.
Yeah, you got fined.
Well, listen.
No way.
I got him in court.
I took a fine for that, but I mean, it's just, that's the way you have to deal with internet trolls these days. You got to hit them where it hurts and speak facts. So that's what that was.
Fast.
One of Dix's favorite hobbies.
Have either of you two tried throwing with it? Do you let other people?
Oh yeah, I'm not super.
I tried the other week.
You was enjoying it.
It takes a couple throws, but once you get it, like, it's actually a good stick.
Really?
Like, I don't know how I would use it in a game, but I mean,
don't knock it till you try it.
Like he said, it works for him. He has 600 goals, so I can't blame the guy. I mean, I shouldn't be talking about my stick. So
I would never touch an old guy's stick, so no. I'd suck the goals out of that thing.
No.
Okay, well, moving on to your guys' next up-and-coming matchup. I'm sure also to a certain extent you guys are pretty happy to be playing somebody that isn't Rochester for a week. But you guys are going up against Sask this next coming game. The top team in the league for a good reason. They're a perfect 4-0 at home, although you guys are also a perfect 4-0 on the road. Like, they haven't lost a game since before Christmas. Like, this is clearly a well-oiled machine over there in Saskatchewan. How do you prepare for a team like that is not only as built as strong as they are, but they're also, like, they're rolling right now. Everyone's playing with some good chemistry. How do you guys go about preparing for an opponent like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the great part about having Curt and our coaching staff. They're going to have us as prepared as we possibly can be. Like you said, they're playing really good lacrosse right now. They're picking up kind of where they left off last year. They're bitter of losing in that championship to Buffalo, and they're just good from top to bottom. A really solid team, and we managed to squeak it out last weekend, playing 30 ish minutes in that Rochester game, and we know that's not going to fly this weekend against a team like Sask. We got to play a full 60, and they're obviously a really talented offense that likes to share the ball, and they're not set on one or two guys scoring all their goals. Everybody out there can put the ball in the net, and defensively they're young, they're fast, they transition well, they can put the ball in the net as well. So we know as an offense, we need to get off the floor, we need to make our shots count. Frankie's obviously in the goalie of the year conversation this year, as he usually is. He's playing well too. So like I said, they're talented from top to bottom, but we know we think we stack up well against them. So if we can follow the game plan that the coaching staff implements, I think we like our chances.
OG, what do you think?
Yeah, they're a deep team. They're really good at every facet of the game. Really strong defense, young, athletic. I think they're one of the best transition teams both ways in the league. Obviously, a really high-powered, some really good shooters on that offense. So, yeah, they're a team you got to bring your A game, and definitely cannot take a night off against a team like Sask. They'll make you pay quick.
Marcus?
Yeah, I mean, I'm reiterating what Dara said, but their defense is very athletic, very strong, very fast. They're going to push the pace. So, that just means that our offense, we got to be smarter, getting off the floor, making smart changes, and just sticking to the game plan, what our coaches say every week. And then their offense, I mean, you look at the stats, they have some studs up there. Churchy, great off-ball, on-ball player. They have some really good players. So, I mean, our defense and our goalie, they're top-notch. The Delb's one of the best in the league, so I have all the confidence in them to do what they do best.
Okay, as everybody is aware right now, the Winter Olympics are currently ongoing. I'm not sure how much you guys have been able to watch just yet, but if anything else, like it serves as kind of a friendly reminder that in 2028, lacrosse is going to be back in the Olympics for the first time as a medal sport in a very long time. Super exciting for fans and I'm sure players as well. Like super exciting for everybody involved in the sport to be able to see it on that sort of a stage. What do you guys think that kind of exposure on the Olympic level, like the highest level that there are for sports, what do you think that exposure is going to do for lacrosse?
Yeah, I don't think there's words really. I think that opportunity is something so special for our sport. I think every kid as a young athlete like dreams of that Olympic moment. I remember like that golden goal for Crosby as a kid, like trying to recreate that on the pond or in the driveway, right? So I think it's pretty cool that young lacrosse players can think of, that goal and that dream in their mind.
Yeah, like we go to, me and Owen, for example, during the week we do the school programs and we mention how it's going to be into the Olympics, and the kids they all know what the Olympics is. That's what they watch. They like watching whatever sport it is, whatever sport is their dream. So it's pretty cool that it's getting in there, and I know like Owen's going to have a great chance for Team Canada in that, and we're all wishing them all the best, and we got some other guys on our team that are going for it. So it's really cool to see these guys have opportunities like that.
You don't think I can make it at 40?
And Curtis at 40.
Sixes, yeah. Like I think you got a legit chance.
He's not old. I take it back. He's not old. 7 goals first half. He's not old anymore.
Good save. Good save.
Put the ball in the net.
Good
Put
save.
the ball in the net. With that stick.
But yeah, as far as the Olympics go, I just know like as a lacrosse player, you watch the Winter Olympics and you find yourself glued to the TV watching sports that half of them you never even heard of, and you kind of get hooked. And I think that's kind of the what everyone's hoping is going to happen with lacrosse. People that have never seen or experienced the sport before are going to see it and kind of get hooked that way. So it can do nothing but good things for the sport, and it's super exciting to have it coming up here shortly.
In all honesty, did you guys ever think, like personally as a kid growing up playing, like, I don't know, the idea of lacrosse in the Olympics for me was always like this would be really cool if this happened sort of thing, but it was never actually something that came to my head as like, I can't wait to watch this at the Olympics one day. Like, did you guys honestly ever think that this was going to be a realistic possibility?
Probably not, to be honest. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but it just, lacrosse has always been kind of niche, and it just, like you said, you grow up watching the Olympics and you see all these sports and athletes competing, and you wish one day that your sport's going to be in there, but they've obviously done a lot of work behind the scenes and being able to get it on the world stage. And like I said before, it's super exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun getting to watch it.
Definitely. Okay. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Remember, Warriors fans, if you want to catch them back in action, they will be on the road against Saskatchewan. In Saskatchewan, it'll be a Valentine's Day special, gentlemen. So get ready for a big one over there, I'm sure. No better place to spend Valentine's Day than than Saskatoon.
Yes, my wife is thrilled.
So it'll be 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. It'll be Cody Jansen, John Fraser, and Heather Morrison on the call. You can catch that on TSN Plus, NLL Plus, and ESPN Plus. Curtis, thanks for coming all the way out here from Maple Ridge.
Gentlemen, Pitt Meadows.
Thanks,
not Maple
Curtis.
Ridge. Big difference. Fellas, thanks for having me.
All right, and as always, we will see you guys on the next one.